Saying sorry is one of the most important things we can learn to do. It can completely change dynamics when we get angry and we act out and we say and do things that we regret afterwards. I can think back and cringe at some of the words that have come out of my mouth or some of my behaviours, and I just think, what on earth was that all about? Where did that come from? But we all have a shadow, and it's a part of us that we deny, we can't see, and acts out through us sometimes. And we all need to work on this if we can. Psychotherapy is a very good place for this, and slowly we can see the parts of the self that we don't get, which is a bit of a challenging journey to say the least. But not wanting to be somebody who doesn't walk the talk or practice what I'm preaching. In my life, I've had an argument with my sister, and we've had a fallout because I have misunderstood things and said things and done things that I never intended to do to cause suffering. And I just want to wholeheartedly say to my sister's family that I'm very sorry for what I've said and done, and I never intended to cause problems, and I just hope that you can forgive me and accept my apology, and I hope we can come back into a really good place of communication and heal the wounds. And I think it's incredibly common for siblings to fall out with each other and for people and families to go through periods of not talking to each other. And the way through this is to meet safely and to speak very calmly and clearly to each other so that you can understand where the other person is and where they're coming from, where they're speaking from. In Marshall Rosenberg's book, Nonviolent Communication, it's a fantastic, simple rule which I think is so useful, and it's always safe to say how I am feeling. I'm happy, I'm angry, I'm sad, I feel rejected, lost, whatever. Expressing our own feelings is a really useful thing, and it's always safe to ask the other person, how are you? How are you feeling? This is always useful. Everybody has their own feelings and their own thoughts that need to be respected, ideally. Any relationship is founded on respect, and this is square one with everyone. So as long as we come back to, I'm feeling like this, how are you feeling? That creates very clear relating to each other, and people can get to know each other and feel safe with each other. There's never one bad person in a unit. It's always a series of incredibly complicated, largely unseen dynamics which are passed down through generations and across cultures, societies, educations, religious systems, millions of different pathways that cause certain dynamics sometimes to erupt and explode. And whenever we get angry, I really encourage you to get help and support. Psychotherapy is brilliantly helpful for getting us to come to terms with our issues and process the anger and rage, and hopefully move to a place of saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I really want things to work out well for all of us. We are all good people with shadows that act out from time to time. So saying sorry is massively helpful and incredibly healing. It's possibly one of the most healing things we can do. If it comes from a heartfelt place, it's of great benefit to the self, and it's of great benefit to the other, and it can bring us back from very dark places and horrible emotional suffering and difficulty. And if we are left with suffering or hurt or difficulty, the best thing we can do if the other person's not available, is to find some kind of a practice. Psychotherapy is a place to work through this. It's an excellent place to unpack things and find resolution. And another thing that really helps is to have a spiritual practice or a body-based practice. So yoga and Tai Chi, for example, are amazing, very, very helpful practices that connect you to a calm, peaceful, clear energy and helps the body release. Or in my case, I'm a practicing Buddhist. I follow Tibetan Buddhism. This guy over here, Padmasambhava, and this place in northern India where he spent Sopema, most incredible cave with the most peaceful, amazing, clear energy. This quality has helped me just so much. So when you do a practice that connects you to Padmasambhava, or you do Tai Chi practice that connects you to the Tao, or you do yoga that connects you to a very wonderful ancient tradition, these bigger patterns and qualities can really help our small bubble of self open up, melt, and dissolve into a much bigger stillness and peace. And I can say that every time I've done my Padmasambhava practice, it's helped my heart open up a bit more and sense peace a bit more. This is not an idea, it's not a thought, it's more of an experience that I'm talking about. And any practice like meditation or yoga, Tai Chi, this is an act of kindness to your own heart. And the heart is connected to all the other hearts in our life. So when we really help our own heart, it really helps everything else open up. So saying sorry to your own heart, saying sorry to your own family, saying sorry to your own actions, it's such a wonderful reconnection to one's own core. And it brings us back into a sense of integrity, who we are, what we really care about. Instead of, nope, not me, I haven't done that, nope, nothing to do with me, I'm fine. It's coming back into, well, actually, yes, I've been a bit shit, really, and I'm full of crap, I'm sort of coming to terms with that, and I'm sorry if it's caused any suffering. So just for all of you out there who are really carrying around a tight, dark feeling inside of you, and you're out of integrity with somebody, I really encourage you to have the courage to say sorry and to open up. Linking this to tinnitus, of course, our fight or flight response or our fear response will get activated if we come out of relationship, shut down, and feel fearful, threatened, or unsafe. And let's face it, anger is pretty scary. Then that can cause the alarm bells to ring. But if we can go through the process of apologizing, coming back into relationship with each other, and really being back in a good place, it can be incredibly joyful, and it can really open things up, and you can feel like you reconnect with a part of you that you've lost. It can be very life affirming, and like the lights come on even brighter. So with tinnitus, of course, if there are strong dynamics and anger and rejection and cutting out, I really encourage you to get support so that you can build up your resources, so that you can be in a place where you can say sorry. It's incredibly healing, incredibly helpful, and the alarm bells stop ringing when we feel safe in relationship.